For the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about you. I want you to just think about you for a moment. I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about how you're living versus how you'd really like to live. You see, pay close attention to what we're doing, and you're going to find out that you can actually create your own economy. Now, I learned that many years ago when a man told me, he said, "Bob, if you'll read this book and do exactly what I tell you, you can have anything you want." Now, I did not believe that. But after talking to him for a while, I believed he believed. I was happy, he was healthy, he was wealthy. I was unhappy, I was sick, and I was broke. I had no formal education, I had no business experience. He said, "That doesn't matter, Bob. What's happened in the past is the past. What happens in the future is based on the decisions you make." I said, "I know how to earn money. I know how to be happy, and I know how to stay healthy. If you'll do exactly what I tell you, your life will change." Well, you know, it did. Over the next year, I multiplied my income. In fact, my life changed so much, I made a decision on one thing. From that point on, I would always have a mentor. I would have some kind of a coach, and I would pick someone that knows how to do what I want to do. And then I'd do exactly what they told me. And that's what I've done. And I've been doing that now for over half a century. I sat down and took a pen out one day and said, "I'm going to build a company that operates all over the world." You know, right now I'm broadcasting all over the world. And I'm going to show you how you can really make things happen. Growth is a normal part of life. If something's not growing, it's dying. Now, if we're going to grow, there's one thing we're going to have to do. We're going to have to change. We cannot stay where we are and get better results. It just doesn't work. Now, this man said to me, "Bob, you change your paradigm and you'll change your life." I didn't even know what paradigm was. I certainly didn't know how to spell it, didn't understand it. He said, "Let me show you what a paradigm is." He said, "You told me that you wanted to earn more money." That's all I wanted. I figured if I had enough money, my problems would go away. See, I was earning a little bit and I owed a lot. I owed everybody money. And I couldn't seem to get out of debt. I just couldn't seem to do it. I'd pay one bill and another one would pop up. Well, I said, "Let me tell you something. There's two things that you must know if you're going to create wealth. They're not difficult. Anybody can learn them. You have to know where you are. You have to know where you're going. And then you've got to get moving in that direction." Now, this is so simple and so obvious that when you start studying this, you're going to ask yourself, why are so many people stuck? And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people are stuck. Most people get the same result this year as they got last year. Well, it may have fluctuated a little bit, but not very much. Do you know, with the potential we've got, we should double, triple, quadruple our potential, our results. Because we're God's highest form of creation. We've got mental powers that would blow you away as you start to study them. So the obvious answer is then, well, people mustn't have goals. And I suppose that's true in a lot of cases. But I think a lot of people have goals, they just don't know how to get them. I don't think that's where the problem is. The problem's over here in understanding where we are. And most people really don't understand where they are. Well, they know where they are physically. You know, I'm standing in the middle of a field and a farm and so. I'm walking down a main street in Fifth Avenue in New York. They know where they are physically, but mentally they don't know where they are. They don't know why they keep getting the same results over and over and over. They keep the same reoccurring problem. Well, he said, "I'm going to tell you why." He says, "Because of paradigms." Because of paradigms. And then he said, "Bob, you've got to learn to control the flow of the thought energy, and you've got to let it flow freely to and through you, and it'll improve everything that it connects with." See, there's an energy flowing to and through us. I'm not going to take the time to go into it here, but you can actually photograph the energy leaving the body. I think you may have seen that or heard of it. It's called Kirlian photography. A man named Semyon Kirlian back in 1934 in Russia perfected a form of photography where you can photograph mass and you can photograph the energy coming from it. This thing we're living in is a massive energy. Do you know there's about 11 million kilowatt hours per pound potential energy locked up in the electrons in the atoms of our body? We're just walking dynamos. We don't understand how to do it. Well, let's take a look. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that has almost, I say almost, exclusive control over our habitual behavior. Now think of this for a moment. Almost all of our behavior is habitual. It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter how many hours you put in. I've been working at this for over 50 years. I'm very familiar with it. If the paradigm does not change, ultimately the results will remain much the same from one year to the next. And that's really what happens to most people.